It's Kate McKay back for the Peaceful Power Reset. It is day 15. Today I'm going to talk about confidence, and this one I could go on forever. When I was taking notes on what I was going to talk about, I was like, oh, let's go. Because the bottom line is when I woke up this morning, I wasn't feeling confident. I wasn't at all. So that's why I want to talk about confidence. Isn't something that we have. It's not a feeling. It's something that we actually build, like a muscle. Confidence doesn't just happen. It's not like, let me wait for confidence. Where is confidence? When's it coming? It's not like that. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been like ready to go on stage, ready to do something big, and look in the mirror, think to yourself, who let me do this? I think that it often goes back to like when we were kids and we're like, oh, I have to ask for permission. But even when you get older, you still feel that. I know I do. I'm not sure if I'm alone in this, but I definitely feel like that. Like, is it okay if I do this? Which is kind of funny because in general, people think that I'm pretty bold and I'm pretty confident, but that's only because I throw myself under a bus so many times. And that's why I want to talk a little bit about when I was 43 and I decided that I was going to compete in a bikini competition. Like, I didn't have enough going on with 3 young kids. I was building an 8-figure business, which it turned out to be. And I was like, yeah, let's throw that in the mix. And clearly I felt like I needed a reset or something very bold. And yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. But I remember behind the stage, and I'm like, my knees are shaking, and I got, 80 million coats of tan, and my hair out to here, and lashes, and everything else. And I'm like, what am I thinking? Who let me do this? And I remember going out on stage and realizing that the courage led the charge, and then the confidence followed. Did you hear that? So the courage leads the charge, and then the confidence follows. It's not a feeling. We experience confidence through pushing through fear, oftentimes. That's usually where the confidence grows from. And I think maybe since I was a kid, I innately knew this because I was always doing things like physically, like hanging from trees and raising my hand. And, part of it was just a basic impulsivity, but also it was just, I was curious. I wanted to know. And sometimes if no one else was asking the question, I'm like, can I ask the question? And sometimes it got me in trouble. But it also, I feel like as a young age, I was role modeling the way. God didn't give me a small light. And so who am I to play it small? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about, for example, one of my clients, I'm going to call him James. He's awesome. Total badass. Really super successful. Had a great wife. Like, everything was great. But he was, all of a sudden in his life, he had a shift where he wasn't feeling as confident as he used to be. I mean, he was a collegiate athlete. He was like literally like a badass warrior. And so we had to dig in because what was happening is he was settling. He was comfortable. He wasn't taking bold action. So what we did is we implemented a bold action. I'm going to talk about the confidence boosting blueprint in 5 steps in a moment. But what we did is we just had him take small steps every day to build his confidence. And one of them in particular, we did a 30-day write your book. So every single day he had to write his book. And it was 30 days that he spent writing his book. So after 30 days, James was like, I'm a badass. And his confidence boosted. And so it's being able as a coach to stand in for people when they're not feeling confident and saying, I believe in you. And that's why so much of why I end my lives with that quote, because we don't hear that enough, that people believe in us. So I believe in you. I'm going to say that to you right now. So I'm going to go over the confidence building blueprint. There's 5 of them. Feel free to write them down. They're all really important. And you know what? We learn more when we write things down and we be able to activate them. So we don't want to just get 10% of the goodness. We want all of it. So here we go. Confidence building blueprint number 1. Act first, feel later. Act first. Not, oh my gosh, I don't feel like it. I don't really, like before I hit play on this video, I'm like, I don't feel like it. But it was like, no, I gotta go. I made a promise to myself and I made a promise to my community. So act first, feel later. Confidence is the result of action. It's not the prerequisite. Confidence is the result of action, not the prerequisite. Isn't that cool? I love that one. Reminder to self, because I'm going to, these things that I'm writing, they're as accurate and true and applicable to me, so we teach what we know, we teach what we want to know. And that's what this 28-day peaceful power reset is all about. Number 2, small wins build big bravery. Small wins build big bravery. That'd be number 2. Tiny little wins. Doesn't have to be this, you're running through the Olympic Stadium with the flame. It's the small victories, those small little bite-sized things that you do that build your sense of bravery. That is the magic. I wish more people got that, because it's the small steps we take, the small conversations, the one email, whatever that is, that builds the biggest bravery. Number 3 is, act like a poser. There was a woman named Amy Cuddy, and she probably still alive, but she did a study on how body language and posture. I think she was like the one that was like Superwoman, that you act, you move in a way, or you stand in posture that makes you confident. It actually it shifts your hormones, boosts your testosterone, and lowers your cortisol, the negative cortisol, but it really makes some shifts hormonally. That may not sound really that surprising now, but when we first started talking about it, that we could actually shift our physiology by physical motion and movement, that was really groundbreaking. Now it's sort of like, Andrew Huberman talks about that. But truly, for us to be able to up-level and feel more confident, taking a bold pose is what it's all about. That's really why I do well in bikini. I've competed in over dozens of shows. And it's not because I always have the best body. Because, there's some women with some gorgeous bodies. But for me, it's being able to hit the poses really confidently and be comfortable on the stage and look at the judges with courage, because I know with courage comes confidence. We're role modeling the way. Everything you do, someone is watching. What do you want to role model for others? Coming from that lens, it really shifts things, doesn't it? All right, so that's number 3, which is smile like a poser, hit that poser pose. Number 4 is track your bold moves. This is super important. In fact, I had to just get a new journal over there. And because I track what I do well, even if it's a small thing. Like, I helped some lady, what was I thinking about yesterday? That, sometimes it's just a smile, let me hold that for you. Can I hold that for you? Like this woman was switching. I remember what I was going to say. There was a woman, I was on flight coming back from Florida, and there was a woman, and she would start bringing all her things over, and she was going to be sitting tight next to me. So she's coming in. Instead of me just sitting there while she has to deal with all the things, I grab her purse and her bag, and this. And I'm like this over there holding everything so she can sit down, right? That's a bold move. Not everyone's going to feel comfortable touching other people's stuff, but I'm like, I want to help her out. What am I going to do, just sit there? So take bold moves, even if it means stepping out of your comfort zone. So important. Oh, God. I told you I was going to be loving this topic. Number 5, make courage a habit. And the reason why I say that is that goes back sort of like to the bravery one. But if you make courage a habit, then you're just going to be overall more confident. Because being courageous just means I don't feel like it, maybe, or I'm afraid of that, or that makes me uncomfortable, or whatever that feeling is that you have that pushback and resistance. Step forward, my friends. Step forward. Those are the places where you're going to have the greatest growth. That is the place. Those are those places where your world will expand beyond anything you can even imagine. It doesn't matter if we're talking about physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Take bold action to build courage. So don't forget, I believe in you. I'm so grateful that you've joined me. This is day 15 of the Peaceful Power Reset. I have a course coming out soon called the 5-Day Peaceful Power Reset. It goes in a little bit more depth about this. And this is all because I had to take daily action because I got to finish the dang book that I'm writing called Peaceful Ambition. So if you want a free copy, a sneak peek of that, you can go to my website at kate-mckay.com. If you're ready to take bolder action, you want to see what it's like to work with a high-performance coach who's going to have some fun with you, but also challenge you to push you through those edges, reach out. You can DM me, okay? All right, take good care. And again, I believe in you. You have greatness within you. And I'm so grateful that you've joined me along for this ride. Peace, everyone, and take good care.